Hi, my name's Daniel Barber, and with Kerry Jones I co-wrote ETpedia Grammar. I'm really excited to help celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the ETpedia series. I wonder if any of these last-minute experiences are familiar to you. You need an activity to practice the present perfect continuous just 2 minutes before the lesson's due to start. Or maybe you're halfway through the lesson when you realise you're underprepared and need an activity to activate to and enough. Or you open your course book and the lesson grammar is unsuitable for some reason. These staff room panic moments certainly reflect my experience, and this is why we wrote the book. Why wasn't there a quick reference, easy to navigate book packed with simple activities to teach all the main grammar points you're likely to encounter in your day-to-day teaching? It's the book I wish I'd always had. So I've been asked to talk about 3 of my favourite things about ETpedia Grammar: an activity, a tip, and a feature of the book. Now there are loads of activities I love in the book, but here's one of Kerry's that I think showcases some of the book's wonderful advantages, which is in Unit 11, all about relative clauses. It's a place where it's a great way to present relative clauses. Students get into pairs by matching sentences on halves that they're given on slips of paper. For example, it's an object we carry in our pockets. They dictate their sentences to the class, then discuss what object, what place, person, reason, or time the sentence might be describing. After studying the meaning and form of the relative clause structures, they then collaborate to write their own sentences. My problem with so many grammar presentations in published courses is that you have to wade through long reading or listening texts to get to the grammar point. Relative clauses are typical of this approach. First, students have to find them embedded in some 200-word article. What I love about this approach is that students get to play with the grammar in a much more direct and memorable way, and the sentences are student-generated and personalised. That idea of engaging students actively in the presentation of grammar leads me to my favourite tip in the book, which is to use simple stick figure drawings on the board to build a super quick context for the language and get practicing it within minutes of the start of the class. So a good example is in the unit on the present perfect continuous with for and since. In the activity called Why is he crying?, the teacher draws a man crying to elicit possible reasons. These are formulated using the present perfect, like he's just said goodbye to a good friend, or he's been chopping onions, and so on. It's a really clear, really speedy way into the grammar. And finally, what feature of the book do I like? Well, I love how it's organised, so easy to navigate. Each grammar point has 10 activities and they're ordered according to where they're likely to be useful for the lesson. So if you're looking for a way to present possessive adjectives, you go to the unit on possessive adjectives and you'll find presentation ideas in ideas 1 and 2. Or perhaps you need a nice personalised task for practicing possessives in a controlled way. You'll find these in ideas 3 to 6. Or maybe you're looking for a freer speaking activity. Well, look around ideas 7, 8 or 9. Plus there's always a photocopyable practice activity with a bit more structure. And finally, idea 10 gives advice about common errors students make with this grammar. So there you have it, ETpedia in a nutshell.